Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and demystify programming so you feel completely prepared and honestly confident before starting your Open University course. Look, if you're gearing up for day one and feeling just a little bit overwhelmed by the whole idea of writing code, you are in the perfect place. Today, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know using this absolutely brilliant platform called Scratch so you can hit the ground running.
You know, it's totally normal to feel this wild mix of curiosity and anxiety about programming. Most of us just assume that to even begin, you've got to memorize all this complicated syntax, stare at a literal black screen, and type out lines and lines of confusing text just to get a super simple result. But what if the barrier to entry wasn't some dense, impossible language, but literally just putting the right pieces together?
Well, that's exactly what Scratch does. Created by the amazing minds over at MIT, it completely flips that traditional script. It takes that intimidating code and replaces it with colorful blocks that you just snap together. Literally, exactly like building with Lego. Instead of typing out all those complex instructions, you're visually constructing your program. It's an incredibly powerful way to grasp the fundamental ideas behind programming. Suddenly, your characters, your animations, and your games, they just come to life without a single typo getting in your way.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, Meet Your Building Blocks, the Scratch Workspace.
So, there are just three main components to understand here, and honestly, they're wonderfully simple. First up, you have the stage. Think of the stage as your theater. It's the main screen where everything you build actually happens. Second, you have the sprites. Now these are your actors, the characters, shapes, or objects that move, react, and interact on that stage. And third, we have the blocks. Those are the literal scripts you hand your actors to bring the show to life. You just drag these blocks, snap them together, and you're telling your sprites exactly what to do.
Moving right along to Section 2, 3 Essential Programming Rules, the Foundation of Code.
Here's the crucial point. When you snap your blocks together, you are creating a sequence. And a sequence simply means your instructions happen one after another in a highly specific order. It's just your program running step by step from top to bottom. So if you want your sprite to take a step, wait a second, and then say hello, you literally build that exact sequence of blocks. It's the absolute core logic of getting a computer to do what you want.
Next up, we have the loop, which is an incredibly handy rule. A loop basically tells your sprite to repeat an action, so you don't have to sit there and snap 100 identical blocks together. For example, instead of telling your character to take one step over and over and over again, you just pop a move block inside a loop and say, hey, keep moving until you reach the edge of the stage. It saves you time, it cleans up your workspace, and honestly, it's a vital concept in all of computer science.
Finally, we have conditions. You can think of conditions as the decision makers of your program. They allow your sprites to react to their environment in real time, operating on an if this, then that kind of logic. So you could tell your sprite, if you were touching the color red, then stop. That's exactly how you build games where a character loses a point if they touch a bad guy, or maybe an animation that changes when a specific event triggers. Sequences, loops, and conditions. Master these three, and guess what? You are officially a programmer.
Which brings us to Section 3, Thinking Like a Programmer, Conquering the Learning Curve. Now, if the phrase computational thinking sounds a little intimidating to you, please don't worry about it at all. It's simply breaking a problem down into smaller, manageable steps. And the best part? It's something you already do every single day without even realizing it. I mean, when you plan your route to the grocery store or figure out the steps to cook a new recipe, you are using computational thinking. You're really just applying that exact same natural logic to your Scratch blocks.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next core truth, which was highlighted by MIT research. People learn programming concepts most effectively through making things they care about. See, because Scratch was explicitly designed for beginners, especially folks coming from entirely outside the tech world, the absolute best first project isn't some rigid, boring assignment. It's something you genuinely love. It could be a personal story, a familiar game, or even an animation about your favorite hobby. Engagement is what really drives learning.
To give you a concrete idea, here are some highly realistic first projects you could build right away. You can make a simple animation of a cat walking across the screen. Or you could create an interactive story where clicking a character makes something magical happen. You might even build a basic quiz game to test your friends, or a simple platform game featuring movement and scoring. All of this is completely 100% within your reach as a beginner.
Okay, time for a quick moment of honesty about the learning curve. The blocks themselves, super easy to use. The real challenge happens when your project inevitably doesn't work quite right the first time. This is called debugging.
It's basically just testing and fixing. And trust me on this, fixing broken things, and yeah, maybe pulling your hair out for a minute, is a totally normal, expected, and frankly important part of programming for everyone. Even seasoned professionals spend a huge portion of their time debugging. It just means you're learning, not failing.
Let's slide right into Section 4, AI as your coding assistant. You are not alone.
If you ever do get stuck, artificial intelligence can actually step in as your own personal tuner. It's amazing. It can explain a specific Scratch block in plain English, suggest exactly how to fix something in your code that isn't working, help you plan out a project step by step before you even start building, and it can even translate concepts into any language. AI just dramatically lowers the barrier to entry here. It makes Scratch completely accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world, regardless of their technology background.
And finally, Section 5, your 1-hour challenge. Preparation meets action.
Your Open University course is going to build on exactly the foundations we've discussed today in this explainer. So here is your actionable next step to make sure you feel entirely comfortable on day 1. We want you to take a 1-hour challenge. Step 1. Head over to scratch.mit.edu. It's totally free. Step 2. Just browse around and look at the projects other people have made to get some inspiration. And Step 3. Open a blank project and just try moving one single sprite across the screen. Connect a few sequence blocks, see what happens. Taking just 1 hour to do this will completely transform how you approach your first day of class. It's going to make the whole environment feel familiar and welcoming.
Programming is no longer this locked door reserved only for math geniuses or tech experts. It's a creative, highly visual tool just waiting for your ideas. So go ahead, hop into the platform, snap some blocks together, and discover exactly what you are capable of building today. Really think about it for a second. What will your first sprite do? Dive in and find out.